Week 7 of Overwatch League of Champions. Today we've got Sister Squad versus. Oh, sorry, doing things. We've got Sister Squad versus Antimatter. I believe Private Snicker is on Sister Squad. Let me double check the roster. No, looks like I'm wrong. Let me check Antimatter. I believe he might be on that then. Yep, he is. That was my fault. Why is. There we go. Here we go. Alright, just waiting on some players to get in. Ooh, this is rough. I'm not super familiar with the roster of Sister Squad. Let's make sure that it's not somebody on the team. Okay, on Antimatter. Got it. Alright, it'll be on blue. Make sure we're not waiting on anybody. Gonna be trying some new stuff with the spectating. I figured out how to do like first person spectating and stuff, so bear with me on that one. Mew for oof. Doke. Still nothing from Sister Squad. Not sure what we're waiting on. Still haven't gotten anything from Sister Squad. Alright, both teams are ready. Let's get started with map 1, Paris. I believe Antimatter will be defending first, so on this map it's really common to see a bunker comp set up right up here. So it'll be interesting to see how Sister Squad is able to attack that bunker comp, and I've seen a few ways the teams will do it. They'll either attack the bunker or maybe just try to push straight to point. So once again, we'll see how Sister Squad is able to handle if Antimatter does in fact end up running a bunker comp. One of the harder chokes in the game to get through, I believe. Have to be very coordinated, use very good use of shields and cooldowns. So far, no bunker comp from Antimatter. They're going to be running a Risa Hog. And a lot of output damage with the Hanzo and the Junkrat. Looks like a pharmacy coming out from Sister Squad. And Jaybird on the Hanzo pushed up here. See if he'll be able to get any picks. He gets hits, but it looks like so far there's nothing. And Sister Squad is going to push the choke. The pharmacy is going to be up on the top right. It's going to be putting pressure on the shield comp. Poggy is going to mine himself up to the far end, hit another mine. Looks like this comp was pretty broken down and forced off that high ground, so now they're going to have to battle onto point, whereas Sister Squad has taken the high ground. And that's Poggy's going to go down to the Pharah, but Draz is going to get the Mercy, so no res is going to be able to come out from this point on. Poggy's going to be rezzed. And the Pharah is going to fly back so they can grab the Mercy and get back into the fight. MJ is going to push back up onto the high ground with Bullet and Draz right behind him, but the Reinhardt is booped up and the charge is stopped. That ult is shut down by Poggy, and Jaybird gets the Mercy. And Antimatter has managed to push back the attack of Sister Squad. The Dragon is going to come out from Jaybird and push back further. He's going to pick up two. Mercy still has Valk, and Draz on his way to a whole hog. Poggy almost on his way to a Riptire. Ult's looking very good for the side of Antimatter. See, I believe the Mercy on Sister Squad has already used her Valk, and that's the only ult that they're going to have until it looks like Lucio's just now getting his beat drop. They'll be able to use that to push in. Actually, it looks like Mercy did not use her Valk. That's my fault. Mewchan is going to go down to the Fire Strike. That's going to be no reses. Antimatter's going to have to be very careful. MJ is going to fall back off the high ground, and his team is going to push up behind that shield. It's going to be ults coming in from both teams. That Shatter is canceled. Beat drops from both teams. The Riptire comes in, kills two. But the Bastion is set up onto point. They're going to be able to kill him. And the Mercy is separated from the Zarya. Zarya will go down, and the Mercy is going to be forced to fall back. Another win for Antimatter. So far, Antimatter has done a good job of whenever they feel like they're being pressured too much on that high ground, they kind of fall back onto point and fight from that section. And even though they don't necessarily have a hit scan, the Pharah hasn't been having as much of an impact as I would expect. especially with that Mercy. Reinhardt's going to push bottom right. It looks like he's going to have Jaybird singled out, and Jay's going to go down. Also, the Pharah is going to go out to the Roadhog. Jaybird is going to be rezzed, but the Bastion is set up on the top right. He's going to go down. Zenyatta is taken out as well. And the Ho-Hall comes in from Draz, takes out the Reinhardt. He's going to be pushing the team back again. Sister Squad is going to be forced to fall back once again. Zarya and Mercy both go down. And now they're just pushing up and staggering Sister Squad into their spawn. They managed to get a strong foothold. The Hammond comes out from Sister Squad to hopefully push up, and he's going to be hooked into the dragon and killed. Bullet is actually going to take the kill on the Lucio though. Reaper's going to teleport, and then Pharah's going to ult, but it's going to be too late. That's going to be 0.1, a full hold, not even a tick from Sister Squad. It was a very decisive round from Antimatter. Let's see how Sister Squad responds on their defense. Sister Squad obviously known for their high-level Symmetra player. Possibly see that come out paired with a Bastion bunker comp. If so, Antimatter does have 3 very strong DPS characters. They could be able to very effectively counter this. Looks like they're going to run mostly the same composition with the Pharmacy and the Symmetra. Oh, I stand corrected. They are going to use the Torb. Draz and Jaybird on the Genji Hanzo. Looks like they're doing only a single tank. I'm sorry. 2 off tanks or so. The Hammond and the Zarya. It's my fault. Now they don't need, all they need is a tick, so this really aggressive in-your-face comp, if they can just overwhelm Sister Squad and get onto point. And you see both teams being pocketed. MJ's going to initiate. It's going to have to fall back though. Lots of damage coming into that choke. Draz, you can see here, off to the side, waiting for an opportunity. MJ as well. Sister Squad just holding the choke right now, but Antimatter looking for their chance to pounce. You see the Symmetra turret set up along the choke is going to make it very hard for them to push on that right side or straight into point. Look, it's kind of closing off any route except for that small right room. MJ's going to slam down, but the Orisa is going to, whatever her harden ability is called. MJ is going to go down, but picks coming out from Jaybird. 3 picks from Jaybird, and Mew is going to res MJ. Now the fight is going to go to point. And it looks like that is going to be first map for Antimatter. Very well played from Antimatter. A lot going on there. Jaybird getting quite a few picks there at the end. Really solid positioning from Poggy. Posting up on that high ground to be able to just rain down damage onto the enemy team. Yatorami with almost half of the team's damage. Jaybird with 3 gold medals. Alright, let me me check what the next map is. It is going to be Numbani. Alright, now let's check for any subs from either side. I would agree. It seems like either Sister Squad wasn't very coordinated, or Antimatter just did a good job of separating them so that they couldn't really group up, kind of adding a little chaos into the team fights. But then again, Antimatter is a team that is very efficient at finding out what a team's mistakes are and then exploiting those mistakes to the fullest. Alright, Jaybird is going to be subbed out for Lieutenant Oof. I believe Grave is Poggy. Double checking that I did sub out the right people. I believe Grave is Poggy, but I'm not totally sure. Alright, I have the go-ahead from Antimatter. Okay, both teams are ready. Let's get into map 2. The map that was absent from comp for a little while. Classic map, lots of different ways to play it. Once again, very commonly seen bunker compo on defense, sitting up here and then possibly a rotation over to this corner. but still lots of high ground for snipers and possibly divers to set up on. Alright, swapping things up a little bit. Bullet on the Symmetra. They're doing kind of a triple DPS, one tank on Antimatter. Doomfist, Tracer, Symmetra. And it looks like Sister Squad is gonna bring out the Zen Goats. Holding on the top right side, but Sister Squad is going to go into the bottom right. This is going to force the engage. It's going to be an anti-nade onto the Reinhardt, but he's going to get bubbled, and the D.Va is going to dive Bullet up on the top right. MJ is stuck in the corner with his Doomfist being picked off in the back. Tracer goes to try to help, and Reinhardt also goes in to assist. Bullet getting charged on the shield is going to take out two. She's going to get the Lucio and the Reinhardt, and the team's going to collapse in and finish off the picks. And MJ is gonna be very far up. He's setting up for a sneak. They're gonna see him, and he's charging Zarya into the back. Zarya's gonna go down, and Doomfist is gonna come down to give him some support. Playing a very aggressive Reinhardt. And has this Mercy. His team is now here to back him up. So they're going to be holding a little farther up than on the point. Most of the team was anti-nated there, but Antimatter wasn't necessarily able to capitalize on it for any picks. Looks like Sister Squad is going to be going on the right room again. And once again, Bullet is on the Symmetra, is able to pop out the shield, and that's going to give a huge advantage to Antimatter. They're able to stay off on this side of point. Zarya is going to go down. Even the Mercy pulls out her pistol and is doing a little bit of damage. Another hold. Yatorami is going to switch on over to the Pharah. Looks like they're going to stay on the triple support, however. Draz being really the only person that can actually take out this this Pharah. As you see, the Pharah is going to push up. He's going to get the B drop, and he's going to focus on the Doomfist. Gets good damage in. That's going to be 2-all, but with the stick, Weebology sticks the Pharah. She flies a little too close to the ground. The D.Va Bomb is going to come over, and the Earth Shatter is going to come out. D.Va Bomb is going to take out the Mercy. It looks like Sister Squad is going to be able to win this fight. The MJ is being pushed back, but he gets nanoed. Earth Shatter comes out from MJ. He's just on point, swinging away, while Weebology is fighting around. Oof swaps to the Widow, gets 2 picks. Sister Squad is still going to cap the point, though. It looks like Bullet is going to try to stagger. Or stall point with the Mercy. Shanzi is just throwing off the Widowmaker's aim. Is Antimatter going to be able to bring this back? This is wasting a lot of time. If Sister Squad doesn't win this fight, this is going to be looking very bad for them. They are not going to have the time to group up, and targets are antied. MJ is swinging away. Yatorami also onto the Widow. The Zenyatta is able to come back, and MJ is still contesting point. The Mercy and Reinhardt are going to go down, and it looks like Sister Squad ends up winning that fight. Oof is going to win the Widow duel. Bullet just shooting the corner for some free ult charge. 3 ults, 4 now. Going on almost all 6 ults for Sister Squad. Only the 2 going on another nano for Antimatter. As soon as they're stopped like they just were, looks like Yatarami is going to be dove by Weeb on top. Bullet is going to get the kill onto Lucio. And that's a backline shatter. I'm not sure they necessarily needed that nano. Here's MJ just being absolutely BM. He gets nanoed for 1 kill on a down target and teabags. And it looks like the Reinhardt is flanking, he's getting ready for a backline charge. It's a flanking Reinhardt diving on the supports, and the Lucio's gonna go up over the wall. MJ's gonna be forced to fall back, but he doesn't. He's just gonna continue fighting. He's gonna need some help from his supports, and he's gonna get it, but too much damage is gonna come in. The Mercy's not gonna be able to keep him up. No kills from the bomb, but Yatarami gets the snipe onto Weebology. Zenyatta goes down, but so does the Symmetra. They're able to push the payload up to that second checkpoint. Or I guess technically the first. Oof will go down to the other Widow from Sister Squad, but will get rezzed. Weebology up in the backline looking to take out the Zenyatta. You'll see that he'll turn around. The team is going to turn around and he's going to be stunned by the Brig and eventually killed. Bullet goes down to the Zenyatta. That's going to be a huge shatter, but 2 support ults. MJ blocks the shatter on reaction. It's going to get nanoed. In comes their 3rd support ult. Weeb bombs the Widow. Bullet is in the fight. See Banter Boy back here. Draz gets 2 picks on the Ana. 3. He needs to push up around the corner to give his team some support. But it looks like that's going to be a win. They've finally been able to stop Sister Squad. Still have ults on the side of Antimatter. Coming up on possibly an Earth Shatter here for Sister Squad. And MJ's going to drop down from on top. He's playing probably some of the most aggressive Reinhardt play I've seen. And that's going to be a good sleep. He's going to go back through the teleporter, and that shield is going to cut them off. They're not going to be able to do any damage through that choke, and the Reinhardt is cut off from the rest of his team. I believe the bomb is eaten up. Yes, it is. And they're going to fight on point. Mew is going to go in and fight. A good anti-nade from Draz. It looks like he killed the Widow with that. And that is going to be the side defense for Antimatter. Hard fought from Sister Squad, however. Alright. Now let's see how Antimatter responds to that. I would say a fairly successful push. That last little choke under the bridge is pretty difficult to get under. I would say the ult economy is a little weak on Sister Squad. They used 3 support ultimates in pretty quick succession. The Brig and the Lucio beat drop on the Shatter. That could be a miscommunication, but those are mistakes that, once again, Antimatter is going to exploit. You see a bunker comp with an Ashe coming out from Sister Squad. And a triple DPS with a Hammond coming from Antimatter to counter with the bunker comp that I'm sure they expect. Now, Draz was on the Sombra. I'm curious as to why he swapped off the Sombra. Personally, I feel like that might be a little better of a pick for a bunker comp, but MJ's gonna peek just to get some recon, and Weebology's gonna take the top. Weeb is gonna be on fire. He's gonna need to get back to his team for some support. And here, they're gonna... Fight's gonna somewhat initiate. Mew-Mew-Chan doing a very good job of keeping Draz alive, even though he's been dynamited twice so far. MJ's gonna go down and they're gonna collapse onto Bullet. Mew-Chan looks like she might be the next to be dove. Oof is on top getting snipes, but is gonna go down to the Bastion. And Weeb takes out the Diva, has already farmed up a Blade. He's gonna fall back to the health pack into his team. But MJ is gonna get the pick onto the Baby Diva. And it looks like they're gonna go to try to set back up. Baby Diva is gonna be res, get her mech back, and yeah, it seems like they're gonna try to go set back up. Weeb still peeking that top doorway, deflecting onto some damage. MJ onto point. That dynamite throw is a little off from Sister Squad. He's gonna dive down onto the Widowmaker. One shot for each, and Yatarami's gonna win that duel. MJ taking a lot of damage here from Yatarami. And it looks like Sister Squad has pushed back Antimatter. Yatarami with Bob. You see Anna's up here. Weebology and Draz also on top. MJ falls off the map. I wonder if that was a deliberate. So as he doesn't stagger. Draz is fighting on point. They're going to need to take out that Immortality Field if they want to really have any impact. And the Nano Blade is going to come out from Weeb. And he gets, looks like one pick on it. And the Bob is out. The bomb kills Diva. And, oh, that's not good. Genji's going to be taken out by the Diva bomb. He's going to get rezzed by Bullet. And now, lots of picks coming in from both sides. But it looks like Antimatter's going to be able to take this first point. Draz is in the back line, kind of assaulting the team and keeping them from being able to stagger. And he's going to go down to the Bastion, but his team is up here to support him. MJ and Weeb think they're going to want to back off a little bit. Oh, that is going to be a huge. The Bastion doesn't stop shooting, so Genji's just able to deflect that and get 2 kills. And is able to fall back. That's a very good amount of ult charge, and they're not really contesting point at all either. They're just able to push point as much as they want. The Blade is going to come out. He's going to focus on the Bastion. And the Bastion is going to go down. That's going to be a huge drop in damage. Oof is getting picks as well. Draz is going to go down to the McCree. Weeb able to get a whole lot of deflect damage here. That shield is just getting destroyed from all of the damage going into it. They have the Hanzo and the Genji throwing shurikens into it. Draz going to go down to McCree again. But they're going to lose the Immortality Field as Banter Boy goes down. Shanzi pops his tank ult and kills Lieutenant Oof. Banter Boy's going to be rezzed. And the picks are going to start coming in from Sister Squad as it looks like they're going to be able to kind of turn this fight around. Weebology and Bullet are going to be backing out, and looks like Banter Boy DCs. Mercy is flashed, but it looks like the McCree is missing shots. Draz swaps on to the Mei. They were able to build up the damage, Bongo, and Deadeye, and Muchon with Graviton. Or I'm sorry, with Nano Blade. That's going to be a triple kill. Takes out both supports and a DPS. Weeb is going to get the... Oh, I'm not sure about that blade pop. No, that is going to be... That's, in my opinion, that would be a wasted blade. Especially considering that Muchon had the nano boost. They could have grouped up, gotten another team fight in, and pretty much easily gotten kills with it, as they have Mercy and MJ to dive in with them. MJ is going to go in and drop his ult onto the payload, and it's going to kind of shake up the team. D.Va is going to drop the bomb. No picks with it, but Oof is going to go down to the McCree, and Mercy is going to stay alive. McCree takes out Genji as well. Draz takes out the Mercy, and then MJ with taking out McCree. Hans, lots of picks coming in from Antimatter. Looks like they're going to clear the team and push the payload up. They're getting very close to the spot that they need to be able to secure map 2. So far, no reconnect from Banter Boy. And that support was very strong for them. Now, Martian is going to dive in on the Winston, but is going to get immediately frozen and focused. Oof and Weeb very effectively teaming together to take out the Pharaoh, and the Dragon is going to come in, take out the Mercy. D.Va's on point, but she's being frozen. They're going to want to get her off the point. She's going to back off. All they have to do is step onto point, and they push it in. You just have to step onto the point. just step on point. They're just killing for BM at this point. They're just spawn trapping them for BM. The point is actually backing up right now. The Mercy gets nanoed. It looks like Antimatter is going to go back onto point. Weeb pops blade, and that is going to be map 2 for Antimatter. A solid triple kill. And really effectively able to use that CC to keep the Mei from getting too much value in that fight. Mei can stall for a pretty long time if her abilities are used correctly. Now the next map is going to be Oasis. Oh. Alright, now let's check for any subs from both teams. Yeah, massive BM coming from Antimatter there at the end. Not even trying to capture the point, but just spawn trapping Sister Squad. Banter Boy was able to reconnect there at the end of the game, but it seems like it was a bit too late. Overall, though, a solid hold. No subs for Sister Squad. Snicker for Oof and Dre for Jazz. J for Draz. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, Snicker for Oof. And then Jaybird for Draz. There we go. A little bit of struggle. Let's just get it ready from both teams. Alright, both teams are ready. Let's get into map 3. So far, score is 2-0 in favor of Antimatter. Like I was saying earlier, although Sister Squad is noted for their top 500 Symmetra player, the player is not currently in the game. The McCree from Yatoromi there at the end of Numbani was a solid pick and was able to counter and get picks on a lot of the DPS from Antimatter. Looks like a dive coming in from Sister Squad. Ash Reaper coming in with Mercy and a Lucio. There's going to be a lot of damage coming in. Antimatter's going to have to be very careful, but a lot of these members are going to be a little off more by themselves. Yasurami going in for a flank here right off the bat. It's going to be into the backline. It's going to go for Jaber immediately. He's going to get hit. Weebology is going to peel back onto the Tracer. Sorry. That's 2 picks coming in. The Winston and the Tracer are going to go down, while the team collapses onto the Ana by herself and the baby Diva. Jaybird snipes the Ana, take her down, and Weeb does it eventually get the Diva. MJ taking out the Lucio, and Antimatter steamrolls onto point and pushes back into spawn. They go Widow to try to counter this Ashe. And Jay is going to get a headshot, but it doesn't seem like it'll be enough. Reaper's going to be up in the fight along with Weebology on Zarya. The Widow taking up spots on the left, and the Blade already from Banter Boy. And with that ult, it looks like Sister Squad might take this fight. And they're going to push onto the point and push Antimatter off while they leave some team members back to take point. Antimatter not pushed back to spawn, but definitely pushed back. Ashe picked off by Widow in the back. It might not be an awful idea for Jaybird to use the Bob and swap. Lots of ults for Antimatter though. Valk, Bob, Death Blossom, Beat Drop, MJ being very close to a hammer, and Weeb also really close to a Graviton. Also, almost all the ults off of for Sister Squad as well. It's going to be a very large ult fight. It's going to be ult economy here. The slam is going to come in from MJ, and he is going to be able to get most of them. The Blossom comes in, gets 2. And Antimatter is able to push back onto the point. And here you see Jay staying back behind the shield. If he wants to counter this Widow, he is going to be needing to use that Rhine shield. Weeb has Graviton. He is going to get a good amount of charge off of that. Bob is going to go into the Graviton, but it's going to be on the other side of wall. Slam and Beat Drop come out. Bullet going to be trying to keep her Reaper alive here. The Mercy as well. And they're going to dive onto the D.Va, but it's going to go down to the Reinhardt. Well, Reaper goes after the Mercy, is taken out by Zenyatta. Mercy is flying in the back, trying to stay alive. MJ comes swinging onto point. Just stalling. The two Reinhardts charge into each other. Goes down to Zenyatta. Weebology on point also goes down as well. Zenyatta is going to go down to the Ashe. Banter Boy is causing a lot of trouble for Antimatter. He's going to dive onto Jaybird. He's going to pick him off. And he's going to dive onto the Lucio with the assistance of the D.Va. Antimatter is at 99%. They have plenty of time. They're coming on quite a few ults. But Banter Boy is getting close to another blade, and he's been able to use that with effectiveness. If needed, Mew Mew Chen is going to be able to pop Valk if she needs to. Bob is going to come in with the pick onto the Widow. The blade comes out. He's going to fly away from the blade onto the Reinhardt to keep the Reinhardt and the Zarya alive. Bullet is going to be revived. That's both supports back into the fight. MJ almost gets the charge onto the Mercy, but the Death Blossom is able to kill both D.Va and Mercy. Antimatter pushing up to keep Sister Squad from being able to stall back onto point. And a solid back and forth from both teams. Banter Boy able to do very well on the Genji there. And it looks like Antimatter is doing some sort of coordinated spray on the floor of their spawn. And Weeb swapping over the Pharah. They're now on a triple DPS Hammond comp. Mercy is staying on the Genji. He's making it very hard to get a pick on that. Few of the enemies are hit by Dynamite, and Bullet and Weebology are on point now, while Snicker battles the Reinhardt. He's gonna have to be very careful that Zenyatta does a lot of damage. Looks like Banter Boy's trying to back into the corner, but is just gonna back up into a Reaper. Yatarami here all by himself. No support from his team, is gonna be dove very quickly. Is not going to be able to get back to his team. MJ going to dive onto the Genji, who's going to be bubbled. MJ gonna use that self shield as he falls back to not feed any ult charge. He's gonna just drop into the team to shake them up a little bit. While Pharah is in the back just pelting them from above. She does have the rocket barrage. Not many ults. Closest is a Transcendence. He is going to want to use that rocket barrage, and it looks like he's setting up for it now. Does kill the Zenyatta, not enough to get the Mercy, however, and he is going to be trade fragged. MJ is going to go down as well, and the Bob comes in along with the Death Blossom. Gets the Genji. Jaybird picks off Yatsurami on the McCree. And the supports are just back here behind the Rhine Shield while Jay is forced to duel with the Zarya. He does almost kill her. And that's going to be the Zenyatta ult popped while Bullet just sits around and stalls onto point. MJ's going to drop his ult in that choke point while McCree pops his ult. Jay's going to start taking some damage, but Bullet is going to come over to give him some assistance. Weebology takes out McCree, and the blade comes out. The counter ult from Bullet, and is kind of boops Banter Boy into the team. MJ takes out the Mercy. The Genji's going to be left very vulnerable here. The whole team's going to dive him, and eventually he's going to go down to Jaybird's Dynamite. Jaybird with another pick on Zenyatta. Snicker going to kind of just intimidate McCree to back off the point, and that's going to be map 3 for Antimatter. So far, that is game. Play 19 health. It was kind of an odd play of the game. Honestly, I feel like Banter Boy probably should have gotten it. I'm gonna go ahead and set up for map 4 just in case. And it looks like somebody's gonna DC or just leave for Antimatter. It's a solid win for Antimatter. I'm gonna set it up just in case. For some reason I can't remember if we have to play map 4 if one team doesn't want to or anything like that. I keep asking for subs, but I don't think Sister Squad. Oh, did I not change their name? I feel bad. I did. Did I accidentally take it off? There we go. Alright, get the ready from both teams. Once again, this is Antimatter has already won, but we are going to play map 4. specifically at MJ. Get him to respond. Sladeway wishes both teams good luck. Okay, MJ's typing. Wow, this has been a fairly short game. It's only been like an hour. Poggy's gonna go out for bullet. Now what is... Okay. They might just be messing around since its map is said it's already won basically. Alright, both teams ready. Let's get into map 4. Alright, final map. Expecting, I don't know, possibly a pirate ship. I don't know if Antimatter is gonna go pirate ship though. Alright, no bunker comp. Gonna run a soldier and a widow with a Winston and Diva. Almost kind of like dive tanks and dive supports, but with definitely not dive DPS. A soldier McCree with Ana, triple hit scan from Antimatter with Ana, and a triple DPS, triple support. McCree gonna be rezzed, and Winston going down to the soldier. They're going to be able to put up, with this hit scan, they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on from the high ground. Yatarami's taking the high ground on the soldier, is going to take out Poggy, but Snicker's going to take out the Widow. Oof is going to trade frag the soldier, and the Winston dives in with the Diva coming to back him up. Ana and Zenyatta in the back line, they're going to fall back onto the point, but Antimatter is going to push them up. Zenyatta gets focused in the small left room. Soldier ult comes out, takes out 2. He's going for the 3rd, but Soldier's going to fall back with the Ana. Soldier's going to be dueling the Ana, is going to just barely not do enough damage. The problem is the the Winston shield doesn't necessarily provide enough protection. I feel like a bunker comp would actually do decently well against this. Bob comes in and is going to take out the Zenyatta. Poggy takes out the Winston, but is trade fragged by Soldier. Private Snickers is going to go and duel the Soldier, is going to take him out with the Helix Rocket. Bob takes out Ana. Lots of frags coming in from both teams. Oh, sorry. Ash is taken out by Soldier as he comes behind and pops his ult. Antimatter's gonna hide here for a second. The Roadhog takes out the Soldier as the McCree goes down to the Soldier as well. Picks coming in from Sister Squad as the Mercy flies around to try to stay alive but is unable to. And that's going to be the team win for Sister Squad. Antimatter going to once again post up onto this high ground and shoot down onto them. Snicker's going to get hit twice with an Ana. The Widow is taken out by the Widow on Sister Squad. The Soldier ult comes out. It's going to be 3 kills for Antimatter, but the Soldier's going to be taken down by Banter Boy. And Ana's going to be left in this room over here by herself. She's going to be dove by a couple members of Sister Squad, and the point is going to push through that choke. Once again, Mercy in the back, nearly by herself. Almost able to get away. And you see Yatarami is going to walk up with the Roadhog as kind of protection. They're going to challenge the high ground. Oof is going to take out the Widow for Sister Squad, but Roadhog is able to take out the Lucio as the Soldier kills Oof on the Widow. Peeking a little more aggressively to protect this Brig. Beat Drop comes in to push back onto point. Roadhog takes a lot of damage. The McCree comes in on top, doesn't get anyone. Picks coming in from Sister Squad, not necessarily any being returned from Antimatter. Snicker is taken out while trying to fall back to his team. And once again, the Mercy, caught by herself, is dueling the Roadhog, is coming close to winning. Almost gets away once again. The score is 3-0 for Antimatter currently. Oof has the Infrasight. Poggy switches to the Junkrat. Diva, Bubbly's going to be taken out of Mecha's Diva, is going to challenge the Widowmaker, who's going to be finished off by the Soldier. Roadhog takes out Reaper, and Diva puts in damage onto Poggy on Junkrat. Roadhog looks like he's going for this high ground flank play up here. He's going to miss the hook on Junkrat, and the Reaper is going to try to hop on over to him, but Roadhog is going to fall back down to his team. Oof is going to hop up to high ground. It's going to get knocked off by that fucking rotating thing. The Brig ult comes out, and Reaper is going to go in very aggressively with the Junkrat's help, is going to kill Roadhog. Oof takes out Banter Boy, but Shanti takes out Poggy. More frags coming out. Diva's going to take out Mercy with the Diva Bomb. And that's going to be a triple kill with the Death Blossom from Private Snicker. Managed to take out the Diva mech and the Diva in that one ultimate. MJ is in the back, gets Soldier ulted. MJ diving very far into the enemy team. Reinhardt also dives very far and he's going to get jumped by the supports, it looks like. Wait, he's gonna bat Jay around until he eventually goes down. Taken out by Mew. Oof loses the Widow duel to Shanzi. He's gonna go for that hook shot, but Junkrat's gonna reposition himself. So MJ goes down to Yatarami. Shanzi takes out Reaper, and the Reinhardt is going to charge back into his team as Yatarami goes for the high ground. He catches Poggy on the high ground, is going to take him out. He gets nanoed. As Lucio gets nanoed as well, he's going to be putting a lot of damage into Snickers, going to take him out with the long-range Helix rocket. Shanzi once again wins the Widow duel. Beat drop comes in from Antimatter to kind of keep their team alive. Soldier gonna kill Mew-chan out of the res. Once again, MJ goes down and Poggy comes to stagger onto point. He's not gonna be able to. He's gonna try to pop out the Riptire, but is gonna be killed out of it. And he comes onto point with the Death Blossom, takes out D.Va, but the Reinhardt is able to shield the rest of the damage, and it looks like Antimatter is gonna be able to push them off point here. Tracer gets slept and then consequently killed. They've got basically one chance. They need to get people onto point. It looks like Bubblies is going to send that D.Va bomb right over the top of the wall. It's going to take out Poggy. Reinhardt is going to get onto point. He's going to start swinging. As Antimatter tries to stall point, but it seems like they're going to be able to... Yes, they are going to be able to take point to its final destination. Triple tank, or I'm sorry, triple DPS, triple support from Antimatter. Now we're doing triple tank with 2 supports and a Widowmaker. They're going to post up on the high ground. Shanzi is ready for Widow to peek on top. A huge anti right at the very beginning. Oof is going to be posted up here on top. Is going to be forced to fall back. Soldier gets body shotted, but he's going to be able to heal himself. Snicker on the Roadhog. He's going to miss the hook on the Soldier, but Oof is going to take out Soldier as D.Va pushes back Martian on the Reinhardt. He is going to be able to aggressively push back onto point, but he is going to be out of position, and he is going to be focused by the rest of Antimatter while the supports in the back try to desperately to keep him alive. He does escape. And is going to challenge MJ on point. Being forced to fall back while Yatarami takes the high ground flank and kills Jaybird in the back line. Oof is going to take out the Ana, but possibly a little too late. Jaybird is just going to fall back, as you see it, while the rest of the team is going to focus onto the Reinhardt, or I'm sorry, the Roadhog. Shanti is going to come back, try to set up. It's going to emote. Yatarami is caught with his pants down. He's going to get 5-balled by Jaybird. Barely doesn't get it. He's going to be dove. That's a rough death for Yatarami. D.Va, you can see here, is ready to aim. And the D.Va bomb gets slept. Either slept or charged, I'm not sure. Snicker just being on point with his massive health pool. D.Va is out of mech, however. Is almost 5-balled by the Zenyatta. Sister Squad is taking high ground up here. But MJ is... Oh, I thought MJ was going for the flank. He's shielding for his Widow to try to challenge the enemy Widow as Shanti calls in his Infrasight. Also the Trance and Tac Visor, there it is. Whatever soldiers. Aimbot. Jaybird gets 2 picks in the back on Widow and Soldier as Mew is on point. Banter Boy up top trying to keep his supports alive. Jaybird gonna be dope, but his D.Va is gonna come back to give him a hand. Oof is also gonna get a pick on D.Va in the back. Oof goes for the shot, but looks like Private Snicker is gonna Roadhog hook that shot away. Now, Oof here really wants to get on some high ground. He's not going to be able to have much value there just with the shield. Roadhog is going to break up the shield and be able to hook. MJ charges him away, but the hammer down still comes out. I think this might kill. Frags coming in from both sides as the supports fall back. Jaybird is going to fall down and be picked off. Antimatter just set up here on this top right high ground, is getting little pot shots here and there. Once somebody takes a significant amount of damage, Antimatter, they dive right back onto point and force Sister Squad back a bit. A sleep comes out, but it looks like it's eaten by the D.Va. The D.Va bomb is going to take out Reinhardt and Banter Boy. Zenyatta trances to keep himself alive from it. Jaybird and Private Sticker are going to go down to the D.Va bomb. Poggy's taken out of mech and away K frags MJ. Just a baby D.Va left on point with a Widowmaker, a Soldier, and a Zenyatta creeping up and is going to be killed by a Helix Rocket. Two minutes, 50 seconds. Almost hooked. Would have been really bad for Yatarami. They swap over to a Winston and is going to dive on top and put pressure onto the Soldier, who's going to fall back. Shanti calls in the Infrasight. Poggy's going to be taken out of mech and the team is going to be fragged. Frag's coming in for Sister Squad, and as Antimatter slowly goes down. Banter Boy doing a really good job of keeping his team alive in these situations. MJ, I believe, is flanking, but no, I'm sorry, that was Martian. I thought MJ was doing another flank. MJ getting ready for a dive again, but his team isn't there, and he fails a jump. Right now he's just feeding ult charge. He's gonna dive onto this Zenyatta, but is gonna get slept by Ana and pinned by Reinhardt. His supports are gonna keep them alive. The Coalescence is gonna come out. Reinhardt is killed out of Slam. Soldier pops his tac visor, but he's gonna be getting dove. I don't believe it's going to be enough. Trance is popped by Jaybird. As Poggy goes down. The Diva Bomb gonna take out Oof and Snicker. MJ pops Primal Rage and is gonna just be batting around Sister Squad, but they are able to take him out. As Poggy is left on point by himself. Martian gets nanoed. And they're gonna be able to stagger Jaybird. MJ gonna dive into Sister Squad. His Private Snicker provides some support from the back. Oof is gonna be taken out by Yatarami, who is on the back flank. He's got high ground and a flank, setting up a crossfire. Snicker going around to do, and he's gonna almost get a triple kill. There it is. That might be play of the game. Soldier pops tac visor is gonna take out Mercy, and Poggy is going to go down to the Fire Strike. Genji is on point trying to contest, but there's a lot of damage coming his way, and he is going to go down. And he's going to get teabagged by Yatarami. And that map is going to go to Sister Squad. Ah, no, I forgot about this triple kill from Snicker. Ah, he took her out of mech before he ulted. That's pretty smart. No cards for Antimatter. Alright, let's see if they want to do final map. Or if teams are ready to go. Looks like people are leaving, so that might be that might be it. Alright, and as everyone leaves the lobby, it looks like that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. GG's to both teams. They played very well. Specifically, I think Banter Boy and Yatarami were doing a very good job for Sister Squad. And once again, Antimatter, they play very well as a team, although they'll have certain players pop off here and there. It's really hard to single out one player having a large impact. I want to say Jaybird, but once again, like I said, not one player necessarily pops off above the rest of his team for Antimatter. I feel like they have a pretty good balance of who has big plays here and there and just play very well as a team. But But once again, GG's to both teams. Thank you for watching. This has been Week 7, Sister Squad versus Antimatter, and this is Cade signing off.